What's cracking, family? What's up? Welcome to the Cool Out Corner, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a real conversation today. Ladies and gentlemen, targeted individuals are the strongest people alive. When you think about how we are marked and how these perps choose who they're going to follow, we fit the description literally of the strongest people on earth. Shalom, what's up, family? What's good, fam? What's up? Welcome to the Cool Out Corner, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do. Sipping some white wine. Everything in moderation, of course. But I wanted to have a real deep conversation with y'all, man. For everybody rolling into the live stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up so we can give people the notifications. Targeted individuals had the courage to stand out in a society where everyone wants to fit in. We talking about how targeted individuals are the strongest people on the face of this earth. We are the people who had the courage to stand out in a world full of people who just want to fit in. When you look at how some of these perps chose their marks, they look for a particular type of people. What's good, family? What's up? They looked for the people who can stand on their own. They look at people who had skills and certain traits. And we're going to talk about certain things in this video that's going to be very revealing. If you're joining this live stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, this world is designed to keep you operating on a carnal, fleshly level. This world is designed to keep you operating on a carnal, fleshly level. When you begin to operate on a spiritual level, when you begin to purge the flesh, when you begin to try to discipline yourself, when you begin to try to change from the status quo, you're targeted. And a lot of people don't have the strength to continue on while being a targeted individual. Think about it. You got evildoers out here in Freemason temples sacrificing to idols, hiding in secrecy, sending minions out to stalk, to watch, to try to make your life a living hell. But in all of this turmoil, and all of this stress, and all of these times where opportunities were closed, doors were closed, you remained set apart. Absolutely. Let's talk about it says that's like when you sense someone's vibe. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they try everything to cut our sensors off. They try everything to cut our sensors off. We all have these impulses. We have these spiritual impulses that's embedded in us. And the way the world is designed is to cut those spiritual impulses off. Something I never spoke about before. There are spiritual edifications and perks, I should say, to having actual hair. To having hair is actually spiritual powers in that in itself. Your hair is literally antennas to your neurological system. That's not taught on a mainstream level. Your hair is literally living, breathing organisms. And it's sensory. Your neurological system is all sensory, ladies and gentlemen. So you can sense things with your hair. You can visualize. You can picture things. It stimulates your consciousness. But what does society teach you? As a man, you should have a clean cut. As a man, you shouldn't have a beard. Absolutely. That's a good analogy. That's why your hair sticks up when a balloon touches it. Absolutely. Because your hair has electricity. It's electric, ladies and gentlemen. It's spiritual. But a lot of people listen to the status quo of the world and they cut their hairs off. They cut the hairs off their head, the hairs off their beard, and they're damaging the neurological system. Because we're taught that we got to have a clean cut as men to fit in. Rochelle says we are walking on Satan's territory. Absolutely, but we stomping on it. We tearing Babylon down. If you are joining this live stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up. We want to give people the notifications. Absolutely. Samson's hair was cut off by Delilah and he lost his powers. That story in the Bible was actually showing you that your strength lies in being set apart. And although we were targeted in the way we remained set apart. The trials and tribulations that we go through as targeted individuals need to be spoke about on a broad scale. Because what they're doing to us is illegal, ladies and gentlemen. We were targeted for speaking the truth, and that is illegal. Let's talk about it. Says I was walking down the hallway to go to the library, and about 5 seconds into me welling into the hallway, this dame girl walks out the classroom looking for me. That's what happens. I walk down there. This system is designed in every aspect, ladies and gentlemen. In every aspect, this system was designed to have you operating carnal. But the reason why I know that we're the strongest people is because, listen, they had an education system that taught you from pre-K that you evolved from apes. They taught black people that we had no history past slavery. They taught us that all we were slaves. They they tried to vaccinate our youth. They tried vaccinations. They attempted to give us smallpox Oh, the chicken pox, ladies and gentlemen, that you get after you're vaccinated is a form of smallpox that did not destroy you. It did not kill you. You persevered through that. Do you know that some people die from the quote unquote chicken pox? They did everything humanly possible to try to divert you from becoming a spiritual being. They did everything possible, and they're still doing it. They're putting all kind of chemicals in the food. Buying vegetables. They have Monsanto seeds. They're giving you fake vegetables. They're giving you food that lacks the nutrition that our body needs. We got to go get supplements, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go get supplements because the food does not have the nutrition. So they put a price tag on these supplements just so you can get what your body needs to actually be a healthy human being. They got genetically modified food. They're doing everything possible. They're putting chemtrails in the sky. They're putting aspartame in your beverages. And still, you let that light shine through and you still speak the truth. Absolutely. We got full-scale monitoring. They're watching us on all angles. You got cameras everywhere. You got people who are set up in Freemason temples, who are set up to watch you, who are set up to stalk you, and still we remain set apart. Knowing, listen, and we all have that voice in the back of our head, knowing that if we were to play for the other side, if we were to just stop what we're doing and play for the other side, ladies and gentlemen, that we would be a weapon for wickedness and our lives would be easier. But you know what? We know deep down within us that there's a deeper ending for us. That is a righteous ending for us. That there's going to be glory to the Most High's children. Since there's going to be glory to us, we don't feed into the negativity. We don't let people try to sway our connection from the Most High. Targeted individuals are the strongest people in the world. We're the strongest people in the world. Whether Israelite or Gentile. Whether Israelite or a Gentile, a person that was targeted for a reason. Children of Israel. It is a battle against humanity. The Gentile nations, the serpent people, the synagogue of Satan, they do not hold any bearing. They do not hold any bearing on who they destroy while trying to destroy us. So people ask me, children of Israel ask me, why do I speak to Gentiles? Why do I teach Gentiles? Because the Gentiles that relate to New Breed, those Gentiles are targeted for a reason. Why they want to suppress this truth through algorithms, not knowing that we full-fledged in the streets, we go into the flea markets, we go into the bodegas, we go into the malls, we go into the cookouts, and we waking up our people. Because one day this internet gonna be shut down. And we thinking higher than just internet. Journey of Souls 144 says, you couldn't make up what I've seen. I'm tired. Absolutely. The strength and endurance that we were forced to gain through their persecutions, the strength that we were forced to gain through their persecutions made us beyond being human beings and being a bag of flesh. The Most High gave us sensory detail. He gave us all of these impulses. He gave us all of these connections to the spiritual realm for a reason. A lot of people, when they ride down the street, all they see is a mirage. A lot of people, when they ride down the street and they're looking out of their car window and they're looking at the cities, they're looking at Burger King, they're looking at McDonald's, they're looking at the malls. They see something that is nothing but a mirage. And then you have certain people who can see the world from a spiritual aspect just as well as those people see those stores, markets, high rises, and cities. Targeted individuals can see the spiritual side of the world. We know that what's merely in front of our eyes is not the all. We know that what's merely in front of our eyes is just one side of the coin. That bothers the powers that be because we were taught to be atheistic in this country. You live in an atheistic country, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the United States, this country is atheistic. Its beliefs, its teachings, its New Age and Babylonian. They never wanted you to see that it's a spiritual realm that exists. This is all a mirage that's going to be destroyed one day because the Bible says, woe to the land that was built upon blood. This land that we live on was built upon the blood of the North American Indians. It was built upon the blood of slaves. So this is just a mirage. Although everything may seem to be working full-fledged and everything is everything, it's a mirage. If you're joining this live stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up. We're going to spread this message. They never wanted us to utilize the impulses that the Most High gave us to see in the spiritual realm. And I know that we were all told that this country was built on fundamental Christian values. That, my friends, was a lie. This country was built on Freemasonry, Satanism, Luciferianism, and secrecy. Even JFK came out and told you that this country that you believe is built on fundamental Christian values was actually built upon secrecy, hidden agendas, propaganda, to the point where we don't know what's real and we don't know what's fake because we're not using the spirit of discernment in these days. Let's talk about it. It says in the book of Revelations, an angel came down and stopped the other angels from starting the destruction, and to those that were sealed were gone. Absolutely. And don't put nothing past the Most High. The day will come where we're translated into new bodies. One day you might wake up and you're in a brand new body, ladies and gentlemen. A brand new body that's incorruptible. Why? Because you stay set apart in this generation of death. You stay on the side of life. You continue to drink from living waters. You let truth be your nourishment. You let truth be your nourishment. While everybody else is trying to satisfy flesh that can't be satisfied. While everybody else is on social media lying about their lives, trying to appear like they're all wealthy, like they're all rich, like they're all accomplishing all their dreams and aspirations, when it's all really a mirage. When the truth be told, they all about 2 weeks away from being homeless. They 2 paychecks away from not having a home. The rent is entirely too high. The water is being tainted. But what they got to talk about is how they doing good. What they got to do is show pictures of them living their best life. And nobody wants to speak about the truth. Nobody is really feeling whole or complete. Because everybody's hiding behind a character that they built online. And then when you're a person who is set apart, who wants to speak the truth, then you become the target of ridicule. You become the target of persecution. You become the person that is lied on all the time. People begin to spread false rumors because they don't understand. They don't understand how this world can be in such calamity, but you're not putting the sunglasses on. You're not hiding your eyes from what is happening. Instead, you rather stake claim to divine truth. Everybody's sitting around here living a lie. It's like the world is a stage and everybody's playing the role. And the people who are not playing that role, they're targeted. And those people are the strongest people. In the face of this world, we are the elect that the Most High God chose. Colin Maine says, how far back does the term targeted individual go back? Some crazy person broke into my home middle of the night a year back, and I researched it online and found the term and the rest of this commute. I'm not sure how long the term was coined, but I will say this. No matter what term or terminology they put on it, it's all spiritual and demonic warfare. It's all demonic warfare from people who have insatiable appetites for destruction. People who are riddled with spirits. People who have joined into secrecy and secret cults. It's people that you shine light on. And it's as simple as you speaking the truth online. It's as simple as you having courage and showing characteristics of one who is a leader that will make you a person of target. If you in this live stream, hit that thumbs up. We want these notifications going out. Lucky one, what's good, family? Shalom and blessings. We need this truth bombarding the algorithms of YouTube. Because if you in this live stream, you know exactly what this is about. And you know that we got to get this out. Because they're doing something to us that's illegal. They're doing something to us that's against the very Constitution that they speak of. That they speak of so highly. Something they speak of so highly, they're breaking their own constitution. The harassment has to stop, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for brothers in the truth to sacrifice whatever they got to sacrifice to make it known what's going on. And for me personally, ladies and gentlemen, that's sacrificing my privacy for this truth. One of the hardest obstacles that I had to do to speak the truth. They don't want us seeing the world from a spiritual aspect. So they do everything in their powers to keep you operating carnally. So when you turn on your TV, you see all these food commercials. Go to Chili's, go to Outback, go here, go there. They promote you to be they promote you to be filled with greed. They promote a person having an insatiable appetite. They want you to continue to feed the flesh. Y'all give me one second, family. I'll be right back. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Read some of these comments. Let's talk about it, sis. Have you seen the movie They Live? Absolutely. The movie explains how you can see through the spiritual realm. And we already have those impulses naturally. You just got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to what your spirit is showing you. Pay attention to all of those sensory details, all the impulses that the Most High blesses his people with. We're becoming more spiritual than ever, ladies and gentlemen. As children of Israel, we tend to talk about, we tend to speak about the law. We tend to speak about certain things in the scriptures, which is excellent. It's a beautiful thing to follow the Most High's law. That's the only way that we're going to make it. But we neglect the spiritual aspect of it at times, because since we were lied to so much through the Christian church, since we were lied to so much, we tend to negate all of the spiritual relevance in the spiritual realm. Shalom, family. What's good, Quentin? How you doing, family? Absolutely. These criminals, these gang stalkers, they will receive judgment. And we will receive everlasting life. It's time for us to earn our seals. It ain't time to give up, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to earn our seals. It's time to earn our seals. The seals that's going to be marked on our heads, that we're going to be having salvation. And it's going to be more pressure, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to get easier. The more pressure they put on us, the more pressure we put on them. Rochelle Kill says, it's so sad that we have to live in a world such as this. The darkness and deception, the enemy we need to get on board. Absolutely. But keep in mind how powerful the Most High is. It comes a point in life where the darkness and all of the things that our persecutors and enemies are doing, it comes a time where you see it as just a test for the righteous. I've gotten to the point where I feel like that everything they do is just a test for the righteous. I don't even see I don't even see the wickedness. I see it, I know what they're doing, I understand it, I decipher it, but I don't see its effect on my life. I see it as a test and a testament for the righteous. On my last live stream, I was speaking on how we became targeted individuals because we know that the Messiah, that Christ, some call Jesus, some call Yahweh, some call Yeshua, some call Yeshaya. We were targeted because we understand that that's the truth, the way, and the light, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we were targeted. Christ in the scriptures, Christ said we will be hated for his name's sake. Do that mean we'll be hated for saying his name? No. That means that we will be hated because we walk like Christ. We speak like Christ. We state claim to Christ being our brother in truth. We state claim that he was the son. And we are sons and daughters of the Most High, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot no longer put a limit on what we can do. The powers that be are shaking in their boots, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think for a second that the powers that be aren't afraid of what's taking place. If they wasn't afraid of what's taking place, they would not be doing what they're doing. They would not be monitoring everybody. They would not be spending over $4 billion a year on just media propaganda, on curving public opinion, because that's what they're doing. They're manipulating the minds through media and curving public opinion. And they're spending $40 billion a year doing it. If you in this live stream, continue to hit that thumbs up so we can get these algorithms spread. Norman, thank you for the donation. This system has programmed in every sense of the way to try to dilute us from being who we are, which are the strongest people in this world. When you turn on your radio, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting promotion of drug use and drug abuse. You got Molly, Percocet. You got all of these drugs that dilute the spirit that these rappers are putting in the music to make them recreational. A lot of these pills are simply potions. It is sorcery. The pharmaceutical industry, they are using the drugs to dilute the young men who have that fire in them, who have that truth in them. And they're doing it as these youngins are children. They're telling the youth that they got ADHD because they don't want to sit in a classroom for 8 hours. They're telling the youth that they got ADHD so they can prescribe them with medicine that's going to dilute the fire that's in them. Love Mia, I never diss your truth in dissing Jesus. You call him Jesus. Some call him Yeshua. Some call him Yeshaya. Some call him Yahweh Shai. What I said was the reason why we're targeted is because we understand Christ. We know and believe in Christ as the Bible has written. And we know that's the only way to the Father. So what I was saying was, no matter what religion that we choose, no matter what avenue that we choose, I don't care what you say or do. If you don't follow Christ, you have no reason to be a targeted individual. The Messiah was the perfect example of who we should be. So what I was saying, that's what I was saying. As far as the name Jesus, there were no J's before the 1600s. So we know that his name, for a fact, started with a Y because that's what would have been synonymous to a J. Absolutely, natural sweet tooth. Um, Jesus is a false name. We know that Christ was a Hebrew. He would not have a Greek name like Jesus if he was a Greek. I mean, if he was a Hebrew. Give me one moment, family. I'll be right back. Yeah. I do apologize for the interruption, family. I do apologize for the interruption. LaCrosse says, the topic got my undivided attention. I clicked on ASAP. I've been targeted just about all my life. And I was targeted this year by my lover, ex-lover, and all his associates. I'm sorry to hear that. So what we're talking about is how targeted individuals are the strongest people alive, pretty much. So don't let your targeting become don't let it bring you down, don't let it stress you out, don't let it make you depressed, because that's the overall goal and objective to these perps who out here doing what they doing. um it's funny that you said you were targeted since birth, because as I reminisce and I recollect on my life personally, I feel like you all feel when it comes to that. I mean, I know that you all felt at one point in your life, especially growing up, and I'm talking about as a child, elementary school. You always felt like that you were different. You always felt like you just was not like everybody else. Something was different. You just could not fit in for some reason. And at that matter, you did not want to fit in after a while. But no matter what we done in this world, no matter the mistakes that we made, no matter the sin that we put out, the Most High never let us veer too far away before He reeled us back in. Because He loved us and wanted to keep us separate from everybody else. All the way to the point where now, since we're not operating on a carnal level, these people are being riled up in their spirits. These people are being riled up in their spirits. And their whole goal and objective is to stop the light, because the light that we shine, it dims their eyes. You know what I'm saying? It dims their eyes. I'm sipping that white wine, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all normally see me with the red wine. Got some white wine, everything in moderation. Y'all know how we do it in the cool out corner. You're very welcome. You living in a society where everybody wants to fit in. I'd rather stand out than fit in. I don't want to be like everyone else. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to believe and live in a mirage. I don't want to see the world and accept the lies that we were told over these years. I don't want to get comfortable, and I don't want to become stagnant in something that's crumbling. I don't want to remain stagnant in a system that is hellbound, ladies and gentlemen. It's hellbound. Hey, drinking red kosher on right now. Hey, everybody who got wine in their house, grab you a glass, ladies and gentlemen. Everything in moderation. We targeted individuals. We go through the stress and perils of this world. And you know what? Sometimes we got to find that time to unwind. Ain't nobody smoking no crack. Ain't nobody popping no prescription pills. Ain't nobody popping no Molly. We doing it like the prophets and the disciples done. We drink a little bit of wine and we unwind. Colin Mann, you're absolutely correct. Psychiatrists are drug pushers. That is 100% fact. The pharmaceutical industry is made to basically put demons on people. It's no different from sorcery back in the day. It's no different from the same witchcraft, ladies and gentlemen. When you look at the medical symbol, the pharmaceutical symbol, you have a staff with two serpents wrapped around it. That's demonic in itself. They're trying to portray like they're the Levitical priesthood, but really they're witches. We are born with all of these impulses. We are born with all these sensory details that's embedded in us from the Most High that connect us to the spiritual realm. But this system dilutes that in every way and shape and form they can. I want you all to imagine a system with no prescription drugs. Imagine a system where we addressed all of these demonic forces that come against us, that people call, that doctors call schizophrenia. They call it bipolar disorder. They call it all of these names when really it's just demonic possession. Imagine a world where we addressed everything for what it was, casted those spirits out of people, and we lived freely without them diluting our consciousness. There's no wonder why in the Bible you had prophets like David, prophets like Moses, you had prophets like Gideon, prophets like Enoch. You had all these brothers that seen things on a spiritual level. You had brothers that would have visions, that would have angels that would come down in the spiritual realm, carry them off, show them heaven, show them hell, show them places. We had the power to lay our hands on people and heal them. And I'm not talking about those shenanigans and games that they playing in these churches. I'm talking about we literally had the power and authority to lay hands on people and heal them. That power is coming back. That power is coming back. And the holy prophets, we are them. And I know people would like to dilute the message and the truth because we're not coming off like these preachers. We're not coming off like these pastors. We coming off in truth. And we telling them straight up. And we not Ned Flanders. Ain't nobody out here trying to be Ned Flanders, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to tell them the truth, what it is, straight up. Smoking marijuana is not of the Most High, ladies and gentlemen. Smoking marijuana, what it does is it stimulates the pineal gland. The pineal gland is just a small gland that's in front of your brain, in front of the outer lobe of your brain. It's shaped like a pine cone. When this gland is stimulated by the THC, it causes different body functions to give you a euphoria. Marijuana is not of the Most High, but hemp, cannabis, has its purpose on this earth. It's not made to smoke, ladies and gentlemen. Hemp, cannabis can be ingested in the body. It can help you heal. It definitely has healing properties. You do not need THC. You do not need to roll a blunt, smoke the blunt, and get high to utilize the powers of marijuana to heal the body. Patricia, absolutely. Wine is actually good for the body in moderation. Don't need to drink a whole bottle. Me, I drink about 2 good glasses, and I'm good to go. Absolutely. The Lord wants us to be in our right mind. If we all hide up, we're not in our right mind. You can utilize the cannabis. I used to order organic hemp seeds. I used to utilize hemp seed oil a lot. Absolutely. Instead of popping them pills, get you a little wine. You know what I mean? Cool out. Relax. Read your Bible. You can read your Bible, watch a lesson, listen to some good music. Yogi says, stay sober and vigilant. The devil is applying lying. Absolutely. Stay sober and vigilant. Yep, the Most High's word says it's good for the body. And it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is. Wine helps you with, let's name some things that wine helps out. I'm not going to veer off subject, but wine actually helps kill inflammation. It helps you actually sleep better, which sleep is always good. We don't get enough of that. Old Soul Cap says, what's considered good music anymore? Old Soul, I listen to a lot of reggae music, personally. I listen to culture music. I listen to old school R&B. I'm talking about your Al Greens, your Marvin Gaye. Um, I listen to conscious hip hop. And shout out to all the Hebrew rappers doing their thing. Shout out to y'all. Your music is needed. Shane Roberts says Christ turned water jugs into the finest vintage wine. Absolutely. Anderson said country music. I listen to a little bit of everything, ladies and gentlemen. I listen to a little bit of everything, but I don't like garbage music, you know? I just don't like it. It doesn't resonate with me. I like music. I like music like Lauryn Hill, you know? I like Lauryn Hill's Unplugged album. I like stuff like that, man. I like culture music. Lucky one. Oh, lucky one. You from the DMV as well. That's what's up, family. Yeah, I never heard of Gospel Go Go. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I absolutely love reggae. I listen to Steel Pulse. I listen to a little bit of Damian Marley. I listen to Stephen Marley, Ziggy. I listen to Ja Cure. I got a long list of reggae music that I listen to. Lucky one, I'm gonna check that out for real. Kamani, yep. I listen to Bob Marley, of course. Um, I listen to a little bit of everything. Bunny Wailer, yep, absolutely. I'm a big fan of the old school music. I like 90s R&B, you know? And a lot of people that's on knocking down the idols, it's not that they're not talented. It's not that they don't make good music. Some of them are trash and garbage on knocking down the idols that I put out there. But it's not that all of them are garbage and trash. It's just that we got to learn how to separate the idol from the talent and the music. Oh yeah, Sizzler, Buju Banton. Of course, Sizzler all day. You can't keep a good man down. Come on, man. I listen to all that. Still Pulse is probably my favorite reggae group. I listen to Protege. I listen to Protege. Nigerian music is excellent. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, reggae is the truth. Those are my Benjamite brothers right there. Those are my Benjamite brothers. Shout out Nashville. So let's get back to the basis. Who are the strongest people in the world? People who are targeted for being set apart in a world where everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to follow. We speaking about music right now, and everybody wants to follow what's on the radio. You play a song on the radio, it could be pure garbage. It could be pure trash, right? They will play this song over and over and over until you like it. Until the whole world likes it. The whole world follows it. And that's just what it is. Yep. It's definitely mine. It's MK. It's part of the MK Ultra. It's part of the MK Ultra thing, man. They use repetition to brainwash the public. No matter what they use. Listen, we can speak about all of these things they use, but everyone in this live stream right now, you're not victims of what they done and all the money they spent on these ways of trying to dilute our minds. You continue to be who you are, and that's different from the rest of the world. So that's what makes us the strongest people. And you know how we do. We coming across the last half an hour of this live stream. And what we're gonna do the last half an hour, we're gonna make it a Q&A. Let me get some more lighting up in here. It's better. Read some of these comments. Lacrosse says Ethiopian music is good too. I never heard that. I never heard no Ethiopian music. Let me check that out. I love culture music. It's a guy named Citizen Coat that I like. Um, see what else we got. Cardi B blocked a lot of good artists in her BS. Just saying some good folks were booked. She blocked their slots. The resistance says you will lose friends and even family when you wake up. Absolutely. You can expect that. You can expect that to lose family and friends. Oh, Fuxi 2025 says Citizens awesome. Absolutely. Zulu, Makandi music, Zulu cultural music. Do you think people should speak out about the corruption in our system? Absolutely. The power is in the politics that we all address, ladies and gentlemen. The things that we speak on and have a literal uproar on. The things that we really speak on, ladies and gentlemen, have a profound meaning. Every time, even if you take the Israelite awakening for an example, when brothers started to wake up and speak truth, it forced the powers to be to address us. Yes, Jessica Smith, we are strong because we cannot be controlled. We're strong because we cannot be controlled, and we understand the end game. We understand that the end game is that we're going to be incorruptible and that we're going to rule with an iron fist. Have you heard of Gregory Isaacs? Of course. Of course. Night Nurse. MG27, as a believer in the Mashiach, do you think it's okay to play violent video games and playing Dragon Ball Z? I don't know if the Most High Yah would approve. See, I want to answer this question like this. The Most High, the Most High's people, I should say, were soldiers, were rebels. We're talking about the Benjamites. They were the true pirates of the Caribbean. Violence happened. Wars happened. Things happened. We were always soldiers and warriors. Remember, the book of Ecclesiastes tell you that there's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time for love, there's a time for hate, and there's a time to kill. So, far as violence goes, sometimes things get violent. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you desensitize your youngins with violence before they're even able to understand. But truthfully speaking, the prophets that the Christian church have painted, they were actually rebels and they got violent sometimes. Sometimes violence can be necessary. Now, keep in mind also, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But if somebody tries to break into your home right now with your family there, it's very necessary to defend yourself. It's very necessary to make sure that that person is stabilized. I'll just leave it at that. As far as Dragon Ball Z, we're going to be just like Dragon Ball Z one day. We're going to evolve. So we using this last half an hour, last 25 minutes as straight up Q&A. You're welcome, family. Who you guys want next on Knocking Out Idols? That's right, VT. Super Saiyan 3. Darian McCombs, we've been speaking about targeted individuals being the strongest people. When it comes to gang stalking, you got to understand what gang stalking is. Gang stalking is an organized attempt to pretty much, I would say, rattle the weak. It's a mind game against the elect. It's a bunch of people coming together that are riddled with demons, trying to stop people who believe in the Most High and want to follow a righteous life. That's what gang stalking is. Ooh, MG said ASAP Rocky or Kanye West. Let's see what else we got. Somebody said Snoop Dogg. Oh, I see two people that say Snoop Dogg. Is that what it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all want Snoop Dogg? I think that's a good one. I think Snoop Dogg is a good one. Somebody said Dave Chappelle. Easy E. Snoop. I got another Snoop. Snoop Dogg. I hear Snoop Dogg. I don't know. That's a good one. Yogi said he want Tupac Part 2. Snoop or Dr. Dre. I keep seeing Snoop. So you know what? This is the first Knocking Down Idols where the general public knows who it's going to be. When I do live streams, I'm going to let you guys vote on it. When I don't do live streams, it's going to be a surprise element. Viewer's choice, Snoop Dogg. I got y'all. Either way, we have to forgive them. This Snoop Lion. Um, Targeted individuals are the strongest people on this earth. I don't think it's by any chance why they keep coming up with these shows like The Walking Dead and all of these movies where there's an outbreak and some type of zombie apocalypse. Because I relate that to the Bible when it speaks about the dry bones in the valley. I relate that to everybody walking around like Night of the Living Dead. And I feel like targeted individuals are alive. We're strong. We're alive. What makes us alive is that we speak life. Everyone else is speaking death and promoting a death culture, being manipulated by a death culture, while the targeted individuals reign supreme. They are playing for the wrong side. Ryan Snooty Williams says, the folks that target me are my biggest fan club. And they really very and solidify my trip back to the beautiful city Zion, heaven. So, for thanks for the efforts. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all really want Snoop Dogg knocked down. Chosen One says, everybody around me don't understand me. They say, girl, you crazy. Hey, they're gonna call it, hey, they're gonna call people who are different from this society crazy. You ain't the only one who called crazy. Trust me when I tell you that. Listen, if the truth makes me crazy, then I'm an absolute psychopath. No doubt about that. Because truth becomes my nourishment. But we need to understand that the times we living in is a very blessed time. Although we speak about all of the negativity that's taking place in this world that's aimed against us, we're living in the times that the prophets wish that they were living in. Because we're watching prophecy unfold on a wide scale. And it's so much information coming out. Brothers and sisters have gained the gumption and the strength and power to knock down the idolatry that's been placed in front of us. We've been given the insight. We've been given an understanding by only what could be a spiritual awakening. Because of millions of dollars worth of education, if billions of dollars worth of lies, vaccinations, healthcare, MK Ultra, mind tricks, repetitive radio, if all of these things did not work, it took spiritual intervention for the Most High to pull us out of the rest of the world and give us the strength and ability to continue to destroy the wicked and uplift the righteous. And I want y'all to know on Knocking Down the Idols, the series, it will not just be it will not just be entertainers and musicians. Some idols that's gonna be knocked down, you guys are gonna be completely caught off guard. So we got 5 minutes left in the chat. If you guys got any questions, I'm willing to answer them in this Q&A. So fire away at what you guys want to know. Yeah, my birthday is December 11th. Have I encountered fallen angels that walk among us in my experience yet? I have encountered demons in my experience. I've encountered people who are riddled with spirits. Um, I've encountered that. What are characteristics of family members being gang stalkers? Characteristics of family members being gang stalkers would be family family that only, let me see. I want to be careful how I answer this question because I don't want to give you no information to have you stimulated in paranoia, because paranoia is an aspect that has to be diffused out of targeted individuals. But what I will say to you is this: if it's your family, a lot of the times you know it's your family that's preparing a gang stalking. One characteristic would be that you have family members who are Freemasons. Family members who are involved in the Masonic halls, a lot of the times they are engaged in gang stalking. Absolutely, Vitae music, frat members as well. You, Yahuwah Kelly, that's great advice. Families disconnecting themselves, jealousy, envy. Y'all fire away at those questions. Anything you want to know regarding gang stalking? Shalom. Mary Hoffman, you got any suggestions to keep it cool? Their goal is kind of to make me look crazy all the time. Well, you got to have that spiritual foundation for sure. And you got to know that all gang stalkers are basically human trolls. That's all it is. You know how people troll on the internet? Gang stalkers are human trolls. And you know what frustrates a human troll the most? If you ignore them. If you ignore them or you troll them back. You know, I could be petty like that at times and troll people back. You know, sometimes if you know that somebody is following you, watching you, doing things in your neighborhood that seems to be strange, then it's a way to troll them back. It really is. I mean, you control the trolls. And a lot of times you could do it by just ignoring them. But, you know, or you could smile. You could put a smile on your face. Why they trying to get you in a position where you're stressed out, they're watching. And a lot of times gang stalkers do things to pretty much get under your skin and irritate you. They want to see your reaction. And a lot of them, they understand that you got that fire at them, that you got that fire inside you to go off, knock somebody out, cut somebody out. You got all of that in you to be able to do that. And they know it's there, but they just want to see it come out to make you look crazy. But if you entertain that, You done did exactly what they wanted you to do. So the best thing you could do is either smile about it, laugh about it, and just chill out. You troll the trolls pretty much. And I'm gonna be honest, like at my age and what I've been through in life, I really don't, I seriously don't care what people think about me. I don't care how people feel. I don't care what people do. I don't know. I guess I done been through enough in my life where people can say what they want. They can act foolish, act stupid. I don't care. Deep down inside, I know the Most High got his hands on my life. I don't care. A lot of times I be laughing at people that doing what they doing because I know the end of them. And you know, when you think about it, these gang stalkers and people who are just jealous and envious of you, man, their end is gonna be bad. And at the end, they're gonna find out that all that truth you were speaking, all what sometimes what you was attempting to speak, because a lot of times people who are living in this world, they don't want to hear nothing. They put their hand over their ears. They don't want to hear no truth. But it's gonna come a day where they find out, well, damn, everything this person was trying to speak to me and teach to me was 100% truth. And then they're gonna be like, damn, they tried to tell me, but it's gonna be too damn late. They were too busy calling you crazy, calling you a conspiracy theorist, calling you a cult member, calling you radical, calling you anti-government, calling all of you, giving you all these labels and names and all of these things that they want to put on you, right? At the end of all of this, understand that they're gonna find out that they were dead wrong, that you was right the whole time. That you was right the whole time. You knew that something was wrong with this world that you live in. If they think that's crazy, if they think it's crazy that I don't accept what the media tells me on the news, I don't accept none of the garbage that they try to portray. I don't believe the history that they taught me in high school, middle school, elementary school. I don't believe this country is speaking the truth. I just don't believe none of it. Since I don't believe that, if that makes me crazy, then I'm an absolute maniac. I'm a psychopath then. So what? You can call me what you want to call me. At the end, you're going to find out that you were wrong. And that's one of the things they do. They want to make you look crazy. You can't make me look crazy. You can that's the and this is the what I'm saying to you all is the attitude you kind of got to have. Y'all fire away at questions. The more questions y'all ask, the longer we can keep this live popping. Fire away. That was a great question because they do have campaigns. These perps have campaigns to make people look crazy. But the only way they can make you look crazy if you feed into the nonsense that they're trying to put out. That's the only way. If you let them anger you, then it'll get you. Connor Ti says, are you deleting your own uploaded YouTube videos? Some of my videos are being deleted. A lot of my music has been deleted because I have decided to move it to SoundCloud. That's what I've deleted recently, all my music. In any video that I deleted, it must be that at the current time that I'm in right now, that I don't feel the same way that I felt when I recorded that video. That I've grown to another level, and that video is against what I believe at this current moment. So if you see me have a video that's up for a long time and I delete it, it's probably because I've grown from that video and I've learned how to critique what I've believed at that moment. We all growing and developing, we all a work in process. So some of my videos get deleted. I don't even care if they're being monetized or anything. I don't care about that. I don't care about monetizing on YouTube. It doesn't pay. It doesn't. YouTube doesn't pay like that anyway. Mary Hoffman, don't be disappointed. Hey, don't get it twisted. There have been times where, hey, I've raged out before, cussed people out, completely tripped out. When I first found out that I was being watched and gang stalked and bothered by people who are trying to cause calamity in my life, don't think for a second that I ain't have my moments where I went off. Cause I did. Colin Mang says, do you think some big YouTube truthers are truly deplatformed and cut off, or is it smoke and mirrors? That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question because a lot of YouTubers and people speaking truth, a lot of YouTubers, people speaking truth. I don't want to deem people as agents. It's too many people on YouTube calling everybody agents. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing about how everybody is an agent. Um, I don't think everybody's an agent, by the way. But there are people on YouTube that are doing things just for money. I mean, but the thing is, people on YouTube doing things just to monetize and make money. You got people who kept speaking about the Nipsey Hussle situation and monetizing on it just for money. You know, the Bible says money can be the root of all evil. And it's a lot of people who are like that. And then you got, people like myself and others who just don't care about that. And to be quite frank with you, we can't get caught up in people being everybody worried about who being agents. Yeah. Some people are doing things just to be noticed, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody not an agent. I mean, it's like this. People don't have to be joining. A lot of people in the black community don't need to join the CIA to affect the black community. We want to give our oppressors so much credit. It's like this. It's people who affect the black community, sell drugs to the black community, pillage and destroy the black community, who are black people, and they don't need to be CIA agents to do that. They just demonic evil dudes. It's people out here who are just evil dudes. We use the phrase agent so loosely. Everybody's a CIA agent. Everybody's COINTELPRO. Everybody's Intel. Every person can have 5,000 damn subscribers, and you got dudes on YouTube like, here, agent. Like Israel. Truthfully speaking, Israel. There are going to be brothers who are revered, who are known, who have huge channels, who are getting their word out there. It's going to happen. It's going to be people who slip through the cracks of the algorithms. There are going to be people who slip through the cracks and are able to reach people For whatever reason, the powers that be may allow it to happen, but you guys are giving too much power to the powers that be. They're not as intelligent as us. A lot of times, the stuff that we're talking about, they're too stupid to understand. A lot of the things that we speak about, it goes over their heads. And I'm talking about the 1%. You think that the 1% is some geniuses, and I don't believe that. So some of the things that we speak on and bring out, it goes over the heads of the 1%ers. Goes over their heads. And some people, some brothers slip through the cracks and they get a good following and they speak in truth. But we'll sit there and we'll tear up our own awakening, calling everybody agents. Everybody ain't agents. You telling me the brother on your block right now are sitting there selling drugs to the community, dissing all the women, going through them, running through them, leaving fatherless households, and just tearing up everything. You telling me that they're agents? The CIA don't need us to be agents. The CIA don't need us to be agents because a lot of black people, a lot of black men are doing a good job destroying the black community without being joining the CIA. Everybody's not an agent. And then you got brothers who are positive, who are just positive. They're just good brothers. And then you got brothers like Nipsey Hussle. Let me bring up Nipsey Hussle for a second. You got brothers like Nipsey Hussle that was a product of gang banging, who was in the hood trying to change his life and be better, and he was killed in the process. I'm watching Israelites, brothers talking about he was CIA, he was an agent, he was this, he was that. What if he was just a brother who was in a gang, who decided to try to change his life, and then he ended up getting killed in the process? Nipsey Hussle death was a psyop. Listen, Nipsey Hussle had a memorial. His memorial had an open casket. Don't get caught up in all of the YouTube stuff, y'all. Don't get caught up in all of that. It's not important. What's important is learning from people's legacies and lives. Was Nipsey Hussle a part of the music industry? Yes. Was Nipsey Hussle putting across negative music? Yes. And the Most High going to judge him for that. Nipsey Hussle was talking about gang banging. Nipsey Hussle ended up getting killed. And he was an active gangbanger, ladies and gentlemen. But Nipsey Hussle also had a business in the hood that he tried to build up, and he ended up killed in the process. So it is what it is. We need to learn from that. Learn from that situation. Don't give the powers that be all the power. He ended up killed in the process of trying to keep a business in the hood, which he should have moved from. And that's how it went down. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great live stream. I enjoy building with y'all. I appreciate the love shown. Thank y'all for subscribing. Look forward to uploading more videos for you all. Thank y'all. Shalom and peace.